It Works by R.H. Jarrett. The little red book that makes your dreams come true. What is the real secret of obtaining desirable possessions? Are some people born under a lucky star or other charm which enables them to have which seems so desirable? And if not, what is the cause of the different conditions under which men live? Many years ago, feeling that there must be a logical answer to this question, I decided to find out, if possible, what it was. I found the answer to my own satisfaction and for years have given the information to others who have used it successfully. From a scientific, psychological, or theological viewpoint, some of the following statements may be interpreted as incorrect, but nevertheless, the plan has brought the results desired to those who have followed the simple instructions, and it is my sincere belief that I am now presenting it in a way that will bring much happiness and possessions to many more. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride, is the attitude taken by the average man and woman in regards to possessions. They are not aware of a power so near that is so overlooked, so simple in operation that it is difficult to conceive, and so sure in results that it is not made use of consciously, or recognized as the cause of failure of success. I wish that were mine, is the outburst of Jimmy, the office boy, as the new red roadster goes by, and Florence, the telephone operator, expresses the same thought regarding a ring in the jeweler's window, while poor old Jones, the bookkeeper, during the Sunday stroll, replies to his wife, "Yes, dear, it would be nice to have a home like that, but it is out of the question. We will have to continue to rent." Landum, the salesman, protests that all he does all day is work, gets the short end of the money, and will someday quit his job to find a real one. And President Bonham, in his private sanctorium, voices a bitter tirade against the annual attack of hay fever. At home, it is much the same. Last evening, father declared that daughter Mabel was headed straight for disaster. And today, mother's allowance problem and other things fade into significance as she exclaims, "This is the last straw." Robert's school teacher wants to see me this afternoon. His reports are terrible. I know, but I'm so late for bridge now. She'll have to wait until tomorrow. So goes the endless stream of expressions like that for so many millions of people in all classes who give no thought to what they really want and who are getting all they are entitled to or expect. If you are any of those millions of thoughtless talkers or wishers and would like to make a decided change from your present condition, you can have it. But first of all, you must know what you want, and that is no easy task. When you could train your objective mind, the mind you use every day, to decide definitively upon the things or conditions you desire, you will have taken your first big step in accomplishing or securing what you know you want. To get what you want is no more mysterious or uncertain than the radio waves all around you. Tune it correctly and you get a perfect result. But to do this, it is of course necessary to know something of your equipment and of a plan of operation. You have within you a mighty power, anxious and willing to serve you, a power capable of giving you all that you earnestly desire. This power is described by Thomas J. Hudson, author of The Law of Psychic Phenomenon, as your subjective mind. Other learned writers use different terms and names, but all agree that this is omnipotent. Therefore, I call this power Emmanuel, or the God in us. Regardless of the name of this great power or the conscious submission of a God, the power is capable and willing to carry a complete and perfect conclusion, very earnest desire of your objective mind. But you must be really in earnest about what you really want. Occasional wishing or half-hearted wanting does not form a perfect connection or communication with your omnipotent power. You must be in earnest, sincerely and truthfully desiring certain conditions or things, mental, physical, or spiritual. Your objective mind and will are so vacillating that you usually only wish for things, and the wonderful, capable power within you does not even function. Most wishes are simply vocal expressions. Jimmy, the office boy, gave no thought of possessing the red roadster. Landum, the salesman, was not even thinking of any other job, or even thinking at all. Father's businesses were quite successful, and mother no doubt brought home first prize from the bridge party that day. But they had no fixed idea of what they really wanted their children to accomplish, and were actually helping to bring about the unhappy conditions of which they exist. If you are in earnest about changing your present condition, here is a concise, definite plan with rules, explanations, and suggestions. The plan. Write down on paper, in order of their importance, the things and conditions you really want. Do not be afraid of wanting too much. Go to the limit in writing down your wants. Change the list daily, adding to it or taking from it until you have just the right amount. Do not be discouraged on the account of changes, as this is natural. There will always be changes and additions with accomplishments and increasing desires. 3 positive rules of accomplishments. Number 1, read the list of what you want 3 times each day, morning, noon, and night. Number 2, think of what you want as often as possible. And number 3, do not talk to anyone about your plan except to the great power within you, which will unfold to your objective mind the method of accomplishment. It is obvious that you cannot acquire faith at the start. Some of your desires, from a practical reasoning, may sound positively unattainable, but nevertheless, write them down on the list in a proper place of importance to you. There is no need to analyze how this power within you is going to accomplish these desires. Such a procedure is unnecessary as trying to figure out as why a grain of corn placed in a fertile soil shoots up a green stalk, blossoms, and produces a ear of corn containing hundreds of grains, each capable of doing what each one grain did. If you follow this definite plan and carry out the 3 simple rules, the method of accomplishment will unfold quite as mysteriously as the ear of corn appears on the stalk, and in most cases, much sooner than you expect. When new desires deserving position at or about the top of the list come to you, then you may rest assured you are progressing correctly. Removing from your list items which at first you thought you wanted is another sign of indication of progress. It is natural to be skeptical and have doubts, distrust, and questionings, but when these thoughts arise, get out your list, read it over, or if you have it memorized, talk to your inner self about your desires until the doubts that interfere with your progress are gone. Remember, nothing can prevent you having what you earnestly desire. Others have these things. Why not you? The omnipotent power within you does not enter into any controversial argument. It is waiting and willing to serve you when you are ready. But your objective mind is so susceptible to suggestion that it is almost impossible to make any satisfactory progress when surrounded by skeptics. Therefore, choose your friends carefully and associate with people who now have some of the things you really want. But do not discuss your method of accomplishment with them. That's critical. Put down your list of wants, such material things as money, home, automobile, or whatever it might be, but do not stop there. Be more definite. If you want a car, decide what kind, style, price, color, and all the other details, including when you want it. If you want a home, plan the structure, grounds, and furnishing. Decide on the location and the cost. If you want money, write down the exact amount and be extremely specific. If you want to break a record in your business, put it down. It may be a sales record, and if so, write out the total, the date required, and the number of items you must sell to make it so. Also list your prospects and put after each name the sum expected. This may sound very foolish at first, but you can never realize your desires if you do not know them positively and in detail of what you want, why you want them, and when you want it. If you cannot decide this, you are not in earnest. You must be definite, and when you are, results will be surprising and almost unbelievable. A natural and ancient enemy will no doubt appear when you get your first taste of accomplishment. This enemy is discredit in the form of such thoughts as, it can't be possible, it just happened to be, what a remarkable coincidence. When such thoughts occur, give thanks and assert credit to your omnipotent power for the accomplishment. By doing this, you gain assurance and more accomplishment, and in time, prove to yourself that there really is a law that actually works, at all times when you are in tune with it. Sincere and earnest thanks cannot be given without gratitude, and it is impossible to be thankful and grateful without being happy. Therefore, when you are thanking your greatest and best friend, your omnipotent power, for the gifts received, do so with all your soul, and let it be reflected in your face. The power and what it does is so beyond understanding. Do not try to understand it, but accept the accomplishments with thankfulness, happiness, and strengthened faith. Caution. It is possible to want and obtain that which will make you miserable, that which will wreck your happiness of others, that which will cause sickness and death, that which will rob you of life. You can have what you want, but you must take all that goes with it. So in planning your wants, plan that which you are sure will give you and your fellow man the greatest good here on earth, thus paving the way to your future hope beyond the pale of human understanding. This method of securing what you want applies to everything you are capable of desiring, and the scope being so great, it is suggested that your first list consists of only things of that which you are quite familiar with, such as the amount of money or accomplishment or possession of material things. Such desires as these are more easily and quickly attained than the discontinuance of fixed habits, the wellness of others, and the healing of mental or bodily ills. Accomplish the lesser things first, then take the next step. And when that is accomplished, you will seek the higher and really important objectives in life. But long before you reach this stage of your progress, many worthwhile desires will find their places on the list. One will be to help others as you have been helped. Great is the reward to those who help and give without thought of self. It is impossible to be unselfish without gain. In conclusion, a short while ago, Dr. Emil came to this country and showed thousands of people how to heal themselves. Thousands of others spoofed at the idea, refused his assistance, and are today where they were before his visit. So with the statements and plan presented to you now, you can either reject them or accept them. You can remain as you are, or you can have anything you desire. The choice is yours, but God grant that you may find in the short volume the inspiration to follow the path and thereby obtain, as so many others have, all things, whatever they may be, that you desire. Read the entire book over and over again, and then one more time. Memorize the 3 simple rules. Test them now on what you want most. This book could have easily been over 350 pages, but it has been deliberately shortened to make it as easy as possible for you to read, understand, and use. Will you try it? Thousands of better lives will testify to the fact that it just works. A letter to you from the author. Dear reader, the great possessions of life are all gifts mysteriously bestowed: sight, hearing, aspiration, love, or life itself. The same is true of ideas. The richest of them are given to us, as, for instance, the powerful idea which this book has been given to you. What are you going to do with it? Are you surprised when I tell you that the most profitable thing you could do is to give it away? You could do this in an easy and practical way by sending this book or this video to those who need it. In this way, you can help in the distribution and make the lives of others much better and much happier. You know people who are standing still and who are worried or discouraged. This is your chance to help them help themselves. If you withhold this book from them, you will lose the conscious satisfaction that comes from doing good. If you see that they get this book, then you put yourself in line with the law of life, which states you get by giving, and you may rightly expect prosperity and achievement. At the very least, you will have the inner sense of having done a good deed with no hope of being openly thanked, and your reward will come secretly in added power and larger life. The author. It works. I'll read you the 3 simple laws once again. Number 1, read the list of what you want 3 times each morning, noon, and night. Number 2, think of what you want as often as possible. Number 3, do not talk to anyone about your plan except the great power within you, which will unfold your objective mind, the method of accomplishment. The little red book that makes all your dreams come true. It works.